Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Today's topic is evaluating security posture, the indispensable need for the privileged access management in a zero trust ecosystem. Very, very long topic. Uh, I'm Kenneth Low, is a director of technical director from version 2. So I will share with you. Thank you for your time first of all. We will discuss a little bit about how important for PM in the zero trust ecosystem. So this is a webinar. You cannot turn on the mic. In case you got any question or got any issues, please type in the chat or in the question box. I will try to answer you guys as soon as I see it in between the slides. Okay, let's get started. So for the cybersecurity landscape, in general, actually, I just read a report from Spunk this morning. It's a situation is getting easier. Yes, I'm not wrong, easier. In compare with the past 2 years, but it only in terms of when we're dealing with detection, because we got the vector tools, we got AI. But on the other hand, actually, the things is become more and more complex because we have more and more technology. We have containerized application. We have cloud application. We got SaaS application. We got work from home. We got many, right? So it's not as easy as before, actually. On the other hand, yeah. But anyway, it depends your angles and how you feel, right? Maybe you guys can comment a little bit. Do you think it's easier for nowadays or compare it's more difficult? But anyway, we got more and more different kinds of threats and like insider threats and the NIST introduced the zero trust architecture, which is a talking about it for quite a few years. So the main essence of this is we cannot trust inherit trust or your device applications that. So we got pushing people adopt the zero trust architecture. As long as we got remote access, we got work from home, BYOD, all sort of problem, right? So zero trust is a philosophy. It's not a product. It's not a single technology. So on the other hand, it is not absence of trust. Yeah, from a cybersecurity point of view, the most important things is talking about trust. If you don't trust your vendor, then you won't use the vendor. If you don't trust the OS, you may worry a lot, right? But anyway, the point is we do need to verify, no matter for the users, no matter for the device and the application or network segment, we do need to verify before we can assign the access. So back to the definition of zero trust, we have a context to assign the access for user and computer, and not just verification or authentication. A context is also very important. Okay, so we just remove the implicit trust for any device or people. And not because you are Kenneth, then I trust you, then you can access all the file, no matter where you're from or what time is it, right? This is not correct and dangerous. Anyway, so zero trust is strategy on how to operate your business in a secure way. So according to Gartner, 60% of organizations will embrace zero trust as a starting point for security. by 2025. Well, we already finished the Q1 of 2024. So if you are not, from your point of view, if you're not even start to embrace zero trust, or is not fully implement or halfly implement the zero trust architecture, I think we just got to speed up, right? Because if everyone is implementing, you are not. That means you are less secure than others. That's will harm to your business continuity. It will increase your work on cyber security and this and that. Anyway, so over half will fail to realize the benefits. It means that over the half is not getting started yet. But anyway, there's another point saying that 42% of professional plan to start with a zero trust full identification and access management, IAM, including the PAM. So, well, sometimes people may confuse about IAM and PAM, but I would say, and anyway, in for example, ISO, they have a separate control on access management and privilege access management. But on the other way around, it's talking about access management. So anyway, you for zero trust, you have to identify the user and device. So that means identification and access management do put a very good start point. But on the other hand, some company may I would say they may stronger or better on the network side. They may start to do like network segmentation, micro segmentation. They do the or like the firewall vendors you used to do the network segmentation first, and you do the authentication for the firewall, whatever, or the VPN, this and that. Anyway, that's not wrong also, but at the end of the day, identification and privilege management is also a very, very key point to complete the circle of the zero trust architecture. So just for your guys' information, from Gartner in 2018 and 2019, the top 10 security projects, okay, one of them is PAM, okay. Nowadays, it's not only talk about personal access, we also talk about the application access. That means API, or the if you have experience on CI/CD or DevOps or Kubernetes or microservice, there are also application authentication is very, very, very important. There is a lots of secrets and tokens. Nowadays, if you want to use the API or command line in AWS or Google, you have generate a token, right? And then put the token to the application, and then you can access to call the API. So those also a privileged access, which we need to take a look and make control. So zero trust is not just about human. It's also applied to device, application, also, not just human. Okay. On PAM, we also talk about not just human access, but we also control program access. Okay. So when you implement, okay, let's talk about how to implement zero trust architecture. Is not just like apply product, then can do that, but there's a few things we need to pay attention when we implement the zero trust architecture. The first thing we need to pay attention is how we protect identity directories and how we apply the least privilege principle. Okay, least privilege principle means is that in this context, okay, for this user and this time point of view with this user role. And when he connect from this region, he can access blah, blah, blah for which process purpose, okay? So we don't give any extra privilege or access to the user. So there's no point for a user he working at day shift, he necessary to download all the file from your database during midnight from Japan, maybe during holiday, right? It's not necessary. It's not allowed. Should not be allowed, right? Okay, next. How to implement the single sign-on and MFA. So it is the part of the authentication and authentication, authorization and authentication. So single sign-on is talking about for years, and now there's a one jump start that we have more and more users accept to use biometric authentication. People start to get used to the Face ID, Touch ID. You don't feel not that offense, and maybe using day by day when they, I don't know, maybe pay the bill on the cashier on the supermarket, or even take a bus or buy something online, pay the bill or rents or online payment, whatever. So we are not just accepting biometrics, but also get used to the OTP, MFA. So actually now is the time to think about to start to do the passwordless. So anyway, is one of the point we can think about that we can push forward, because I don't know if you guys got experience. If you one of the major administrator for your corporate, you may have like 50 MFA in your Google Authenticator, 40 MFA in your MS Authenticator, blah blah blah. I got so many. Yeah, I start to think, can I do a passwordless? Can I do only one Face ID to authenticate? It's really tired to do so many MFA day by day. Even I try to trust our browser, trust my computer, trust my IP that it won't pop up all the time. Yeah, but it's very tiring to search through the long list or an OTP. But anyway, if you're still not implement the MFA and single sign-on in your corporate or organization, well, I think it's time to do that. And actually, the smartphone and the cloud directory like Google Workspace, Azure directory is really facilitated. So there's no excuse that you not implement them, and it's almost a very high time to do that if you still something left behind, because it's very easy nowadays. You don't need to worry not too much about installing OTP application or kind computer or PC. But yeah, anyway, so the last thing is just in time access. Yeah, this as long as we have integrated single sign-on, now we can facilitate to do the just-in-time access. It means user may not have any credential or privilege on certain application, but they potentially allowed from your policy. So when the user try to access such certain kind of applications, they will provision access for the user on that time, not earlier. And some application will limit that. So after you use it, we remove it. Next time, I give it again. So there's no account in your system, then how can we do the account takeover? So that's one of the point why people start to think about just-in-time access, not just provisioning issues, but also on the zero trust and security issue. Also, we have how to standardize the third-party identity management. It's back to the single sign-on. Although we have many systems, they may have their own login system to work on, but most of the case they can integrate with IDP now, so we can integrate and standardize the access into one place. Of course, one of the way is the PAM, right? So there's also very important is MFA or the OTP is not necessary to be secure enough, and there's many ways that we can break into, including Google and also Microsoft MFA system to do the account takeover. So it not necessary to be secure, even though you turn on the MFA or two-step authentication. So that's why for PAM, we need to identify threats and response, not just rely on the IDP. Then they say candidate is login, then you are trust it is candidate. No, we should do something on that. And also, as I mentioned, we need to protect the machine identity for application access. So for many organizations, they have they already implement the IAM, or they go one step further to passwordless, but there's still some missing on the PAM. If you ask me, if you got a project that got chance to do that, should I do the general IAM or you should go for PAM? I would say you should do the PAM first, because not because today we are talking about Senhasegura, which is a PAM solution. It's because no matter what, the core systems and privileged user is the most dangerous and most important access we need to secure. So we do need to take a look and look after the privileged access and users. So that's why we will say the privileged security is the backbone of zero trust. Because if you got the take over the system, what kind of policy you say is meaningless, right? So, but anyway, there are still many steps we need to do, like how to verify every users, how to validate every device, how to limit the privileged access, not just manually, because sometimes you will have some system account you didn't know when you install certain software. So a high privilege account discovery is also very important. So let's talk about Senhasegura, which is a very handy, easy to use, easy to implement, low total cost of ownership, privilege access management system. Okay. So PAM, we got a full PAM lifecycle. That means from provisioning, discovery, management, whatever, we have the full features of PAM, and we are available in over 60 countries, of course, including Singapore and Southeast Asia. And version 2 is the distributor of this area for Senhasegura. And one very important thing is we do simplify the deployment and the system architecture to make your deployment easier, your configuration is more easier, to management is much more easier. Okay, so we got a video online. You can see that we have a 7 minutes deployment for Senhasegura. For the main server, of course, not the finish all the full rollout, but for other competitors or vendors, even you plan in not 7 weeks on average. So Besides that, we also cover the governance before, during, and after privileged access events. So we got many AI intelligent detection, not just okay, you offend, you authorize and give you access and done. Not that easy. So we got before, during, and after. So let me tell you more about what is this. So let's talk about this one. Okay, I think this one is no, that is, I forgot about this. Okay, so how others think about Senhasegura? So you can go to the Gartner peer insight. You can see many comments, and we got many good ratings there. So you can log into the Pala Insights and see how people comment Senhasegura, how the rates there is, how if they're easy to maintain, is they easy to use, is it stable, is that function is enough? Yeah, take a look. I have to say it, we do have better score over most of our major competitors. Okay, so how we offer the full stack uh, PM. So we have a few different modules, like for account and sessions. Besides, we have the core PAM. That means the administrator log into the system, they got the credential and log in the server or router or switches. This is the core one. And we got a remote access solutions. So it is just in time, one-time access for the remote user. So it integrate with a PM core. User can log in the portal, get a one-time access URL, and log into the URL, authorize themselves, then they can connect back to their office server or switches. So this is a remote access solutions, okay, not just on-prem or the on-site on the cloud one. That you can need not to use the VPN. Okay, MySafe is a data repository that you can keep the secret information there, not just password. You may have some documents, you have some files that you need to keep. That we have a safe for you. And we got the endpoint manager, which is a major task is to monitor and control the administrator evaluation process on the endpoints. So when user want to install the software in a Windows PC, usually they will need to type in a password. In many company, they will use a very old reused password that maybe many people know that is very bad habit. But some maybe have a temporary password, but this is very inconvenient. So we have a automated system or semi-automated system that you can install the agent on the endpoints. When users try to get them in right, they can type in a form, get a reason. We can auto approve, we can manual approve, or semi or by rules, whatever. Then we can, first of all, we can streamline the process, and also we can do the recording. Okay, and very main point is we can block all unauthorized admin evaluation process on your endpoints. That means it's less likely to get maybe infected by ransomware or the hackers internal insider threats. This also one very important layer of security. And then we have DevOps, the DevOps managers. We have managed the security token for applications. So also we can help to not just DevOps. If you have some legacy application that you don't want the credential to database is hard code in the code, and you still can make some simple modification that we can facilitate you to do the password rotation or the the control through the our DevSecOps, so to offload the password from your application. This is very handy that even you may got some client server application from VB6 or Froxflow, it still can possible. Okay, and we have a integration with the cloud IAM, so we not just synchronize with AD or the LDAP, but we also integrate and control the cloud access, so we can do an integrated privilege management. And last one, we got the certificate manager, which is a tools that help you to discover, manage, renew, provision all your certificate to all your maybe persistent or temporary servers or even containers. So it is very, very handy tools, especially you got many temp server or microservice that you need certification, which is not that easy if you want to do renewal, especially for those it supports self-sign, so it on-prem and cloud. So Senhasegura got a very full stack complete solution on privilege access, not just the username password to the server or Linux, but also many others solutions. And we got on-prem or SaaS version, so you can use our cloud or your own VM to host the application. So Senhasegura protect your credential anytime, anywhere, and accessed by anyone. So we can centralize all your privilege access, not just privilege access actually. You can put some of the, like for example, developers or some sensitive department, you can also put in there. So we got the audit and reporting, all of the activities to help you compliance, and we have the, for example, the group or access report to help you to fulfill certain compliance. And we have these very handy tools to let you to handle the contractors or third party or temporary staff that access your important assets, right? Not just IT stuff, you can use it on, for example, for marketing. Like you got the Facebook page, you got the Twitter, X maybe, or Threads or whatever. You may outsource to third party, but you do need to want to control and monitor what they do and the recording. No excuse that so-called mistake or whatever. So we do the recording, and we support all the most or majority of OS, and we also help you to do the vulnerability and access on those credentials. Okay, so how it works actually? People may not that familiar with PM, so one of the things that we do is we have a machine learning when you got the access. Okay, so when the user log into our system and they will authenticate and authorize, then they may have a list of computer system they can access. They will usually will access through our session proxy. Okay, there's a proxy server to log in the server on behalf of the user, so the user need not to know the password, then they can use the system, right? Besides that, we also have log and recording for all those access and behavior. And we will match to the user profile and the historical access to do machine learning analysis. So we can resolve the problem I just mentioned, that if the user got some account takeover, or someone they break their MFA, some so-called some kind of man-in-the-middle attack, they abuse their user account, we can still detect it because we will have we analysis, for example, when they access, how they use the system, even the keystroke behavior or habits, we will analyze it. So we will know is that kind of, because everyone got their own typing style, right? So everyone, the typing time between keys is different. So we make use of those information to find out in real time, is this access legitimate? Is this really kind of using this server is correct? So we will fire alerts to let you know if there's any problems between. So we have some common score, and we can alert, audit, and do command box to allow some common attack. So for example, who am I is very commonly used by the hackers and less likely used by the user. Maybe some administrator get lost when they switch too many users, but usually user will not need to ask who am I, right? So we can have set a very high score for the command. You may not use, but when you use it, we will mark a very high score and connect with other behavior. We will find out is there any threats there, and also we also help you to detect the lateral movement and evaluation of privileges. So that's how we can find out, like as I mentioned, a number of access, how many user time from unknown region, and how long they stay in the system. Or we will use those to find out is there any business access during the using our PM solution. Okay. So one of the things, the second thing is how can we this is the same story, another story, like how can we avoid session share after 2FA unlock the workstations. So we, as I mentioned, we have some keystroke detection to find out who is who. So and then, so why we should choose Senhasegura when we try to apply PM solutions? First of all, we are a full stack plug and play platform. You need not to buy this plugin, that modules, and whatever, or you don't need to install 10 Windows server before you can start our system. No, we put all our functional features in the single Linux virtual appliance. You can deploy it in 7 minutes. If you want HA, just replicate one more server, do a simple synchronized configuration, then you have the high availability PM solution in place. And we have lots of automated discovery, classification tools that help you to find out and classify all your assets and configure it very easily. Need not to do it one by one manually. Okay, and also we provide a certificate lifecycle management modules, which is very handy in nowadays, because every internet facing websites and also API, we do need to have certificate. How we can manage the certificate correctly, I don't know, you may experience that also, even for Google or Facebook, sometimes they have a expired expired cert or revoked cert that did not update it fast enough, that will affect your usage. So with our solution, we can minimize such kind of problem, and we automate audit all your previous use, find out any business attack or usage with AI to help you to quickly identify, is there someone trying to abuse your system, is any other account takeover problems, and whatever. Also, we have a support team from vendors and our version 2 to help you to ensure deployment success. In short, we have many function and features that we are highly customizable. So even you got your custom website, you want to do a PAM access through our web proxy, it's possible, and it is really easy to use and to implement that. Compared with other competitors, they have long list of website that can support, but that means there's a huge list that didn't support because so many SAML service out there, right? But we can do it very simple by mapping those fields and create template. Then we can help you to support those website and application. So we can provide you a very flexible, capable solutions on PAM access, no matter you are using Linux or container or only or simple Windows Server architecture. We do capable to handle that. So in short, very short conclusion. So zero trust is very important in nowadays security posture, and it is because it's not a so definite stuff. We have very many way to implement it. And that's why this is not that easy. Not just okay, I need to do endpoint protection. Then I buy an endpoint solution and install it, and I did it, right? But for zero trust, there's so many variants or possibility for how it implement. So it will highly affect by your context of your company. But IAM and PAM, I do have to say is the very core part, but PM go first. So if you think about the problem like how can I protect the servers, how can I avoid the lateral movement by hackers, how can we assure that accountability for the user because someone may do it wrongly, they may blindly trust the OpenAI, give them a command, and they run it on the server, but in the end it crashes the system, and they ask who did that. No, no one knows because everyone is administrator. So if you have similar hesitation or problems, then you should go for PAM. Okay, so any question about the zero trust or the how we can implement or even the PAM, IAM, or if Senhasegura or any other security question, just ask here. Just let me know. If you got any other question, just raise up. I will be here for a few minutes. If you don't have question, maybe I can ask a question for you guys because quite many people ask. First of all, do you have on-prem deployment or cloud deployment or SaaS for the PAM? Or someone may ask, okay, I have a new project on the Azure cloud to run DevOps. Can you support it? First of all, we support on-prem deployment, or you can deploy in your public cloud infrastructure because we just provide you a virtual machine. You can put it on-prem, you can put it on the public cloud, and also we have a SaaS deployment. So you can have a managed PAM solutions on the cloud. So we can help you to handle the server stuff. You just configure and integrate your directory and your asset, then you can control it. Second part is about the DevOps. As I mentioned, we have a DevOps modules, and we can license by the application and to help you to because not there's no user for DevOps, right? Not that because we are not possible to count the customers, right? So we count by applications and credential and PIs, then we can help you to manage those. We can help you to rotate those credential. So when the application to connect to others, they can get our credential on the fly. So that means you need not to worry about the password or credential or secret is put on the code that which will be leaked when you put on the, I don't know, maybe GitHub or other places, because we already help you to rotate it. There's no one knows besides the system know. And third is very interesting question. I also being asked by many potential customers or or already customers, that they ask, okay, can I have a backup password in case that we lost the credential of your system? The answer is no. It actually is yes, but it's not suggested, because why you implement PAM? Because you don't want to have a password that can possibly leak. You want to be controlled on every administrative access. But you may say, then how can we ensure we can retrieve the password in case of emergency, in case of the special needs, or the legislation, or whatever security requirement from the government or the police? Okay, so all of our password is encrypted and kept very well in our password vault, and which is inside our database. And we of course do require users to do the backup routine and put a place to backup all the database with backup schedule. And we have a mechanism, one of the deployment process. We have the end of M master key generation process. So usually, for example, we have five manager or senior. If we got 3 of them or 2 of them sign into the system, they can retrieve the ask for the master key to decrypt your database. That can be also externally. So it can happen without our system, but need to be end of them. So you, as long as you got a valid backup for our database, you possibly able to retrieve the password for other servers anytime required. And in fact, most of the deployment we highly recommend users with HA deployment. Even you got one of a system crash, you just take a few minutes to restore our virtual appliance, then you can restore a database and it back online. So so backup, and offsite copy, and offsite copy, and offsite copy. That's what I suggest on the PM solution. So those are 3 common questions about the solutions. If you guys don't have questions, or you have any other comment, thank you for the time today. You can contact ourselves via email or hotline. So yeah, that's it for today. I will be here for few more minutes. If you got questions, you just type here. Otherwise, you guys can leave. This end of the day. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.